Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time to do the spicy meter video on the Medusa buff. It just went live today, and I have to say, it is very, very spicy. We're gonna show you she need to be awakened, the synergies, recoil friendly, place her on the tier list, long form, the whole thing, and not that long a video. Let's go ahead and jump into this. We will be testing today rank 3 6-star. Worked out really well for testing purposes. You will see that here as we go, right? So we're gonna go up against this 6.4.1 Deadpool. Just give you the basics on idea on how to play her. Now, if you're already a fan of Medusa, I really think you're gonna love this buff. And if you weren't, I highly suggest you go and check this out. So watch how this works. And one of the things I absolutely love about her is the simplicity in which you play her. There's a lot packed in to a very, very it's simple. And I mean that in a good way kit. As you can see, we've already got up our armor shatter here. We also have that true accuracy buff, right? That's coming off the signature ability. We'll talk about that a bit later. But we've got the armor shatter up. When the opponent is suffering from at least 6 armor break debuffs, they are replaced with an armor shatter and an armor break, reducing armor by 4,170. I think that's for a 6-star rank 5. But you can see here the amount of work that it is doing, right? These you're seeing a lot of red numbers going on. We didn't get too lucky with the crits, but we see 8,700 and then a 10,000 come in for the nice big SP2, right? Let's just kind of read that to you. Each hit has a 60% chance to inflict a bleed debuff, dealing 1,755 direct damage over 2 hits. The final hit inflicts a stun. You can see that come in play when we face an opponent who can survive a little bit longer. It's really, really nice. 100% chance to inflict that stun debuff, right? Okay, so that's a really nice buff. Now I'm showing you the signature ability here. And the part I want to point out is the second bullet point. When Medusa inflicts an armor shatter or gains a fervor buff, that's off the SP3, we'll show that later, you're gonna gain a true accuracy buff. Really, really nice update to her. I think it modernizes her very, very well. And then you see the first point. Now you can see the first bullet point, that's what gets up to 100%. You know, if you're doing the 6-star rank 5, like if I end up just absolutely loving this character, I'll rank 5 in the Sun, but we already know she's coming in the Gifted Guardians. I'm someone who tends to get those sorts of crystals, so I might be holding off, right? But this is a really nice way to use your 6 stones because it opens up, let's say like safety and intercepting, and potentially makes her a better defender if you wanted to use her in Battlegrounds as well. So let's go ahead and check this out. You also want to be running her with the Thor Relic, right? That's been called out multiple times. I think it makes a lot of sense. Those who are familiar with the Relic, you know that, so go ahead. So now we're facing a bit beefier of a Venom the Duck. I just kind of talk about more the SP1 and then our medium attacks here. So mediums are landing those armor breaks, right? One thing that's really, really nice is if you get the timing well, you can actually just do your standard combo into the SP1 and you're going to get up that armor shatter. So you don't need to be worried too much about just doing medium. You'll get used to the timing. We can see we did that, ended in a medium. SP1, the SP1, each hit inflicts an armor break debuff, reducing armor by 397. Great. The big deal is if you get the 6, it's going to give you the armor shatter, right? And all the benefits are coming off of that. The other thing I want to point out here is you can see these bleeds have no duration. None. They're indefinite. They're just staying up. They're going to stack. I think that gives her a lot of long form capabilities as well too. That SP2, if it had not killed, although it hit extremely hard. Remember, this is a rank 3 6-star, no boost, but that will give her a lot of long form ability as well. That SP2, if Howard the Duck for some reason or Venom the Duck had lived, would have stunned him. We would have been A-okay. No problem. So let's open her up. And now, again, I think it's really important to remember, this is only a rank 3 6-star. You know, I had the opportunity to I was like, do I really want to? I was like, no, I don't. I want to show what a rank 3 6-star can do, kind of giving me excitement about what a 7-star might be able to do, or if I did ever decide to rank 5 and ascend her. And just for clarity, if you're not used to my channel, my account, I have a large account, and so I'm just not at that point in the game where I'm wanting to do those sorts of rank 5 and ascensions unless I'm going to use them immediately for Battlegrounds. I think she's very, very worthy. All right, so this is a beefier opponent, right? 550,000 health pool here. You can see the bad AI, but that's fine. It's not going to matter. And that's another thing I really like about her is her flow is fantastic. If you're not familiar with my channel, that's kind of like what do the abilities line up? How often do you find like what you need is just available to you? How easily can a defender or an AI just mess you up? And one of the great things about doing this fight against Winter Soldier is I found like his passivity and my lack of the combat power rate that the rank 3 had really messed it up very, very little. The one part it did here is you can see we don't have our armor shatter up, and we did not have the ability to throw the SB1 because we had already moved to the SB2. Even still, the damage off of her is great. I mean, look at these red numbers. Look at the yellow numbers here. That's really, really good. It did not feel like it negatively influenced her too much in any way, shape, or form. She's going to go ahead and finish this off, right? We've got the armor shatter up. The big numbers are happening again. Our bleeds are indefinite again. And we finish him off. This is a rank 3 6-star. And I think we did this about 1 minute and 27 seconds. Pretty good. And that's even something that could be made even faster if we had gotten to that second SP2. Now, the other thing is the synergies. Does she need them? Absolutely not. Another thing I absolutely love about her. But if you did want to run her, you can run her with Karnak, who's actually pretty good. He got a buff. It's a really good buff. And then you could also run her with Black Bolt, who doesn't talk. So there's that. But if you do that with Karnak, heavy attacks inflict a definite armor break to a max of 4, so you could be taking a utilization of that. And then you're going to get these stronger Fury buffs as well, right? Medusa gains 40% increased Fury buff potency. And then the Inhuman Royal, if you have all of them, 25% attack rating during the fight if Medusa, Black Bolt, and Karnak are together. You're going to notice it's going to go a little bit faster. But again, she's great without them. So if you want to make her even greater, you can run this team. Like I said, all jokes aside, Karnak's very, very good. My understanding is that Black Bolt can actually be pretty good with this synergy team as well, too. What I'm struggling to figure out is why would you not just use this? But maybe there's a reason. So we're going to go in here. You can see we lost our armor shatter again, so we're just going to get that back up. And this fight is essentially over. We're going to look at one more fight where I'm going to show you the SP3. And again, I just can't emphasize this enough. This is a rank 3 6-star. So it's going to inflict an armor shatter debuff and an armor break debuff. Cool. Reducing the opponent's armor rating. We got that. We're good. But if the opponent is already armor shattered, instead you're going to refresh the duration of armor break, and armor shatter on the opponent. And we're going to get a fervor buff, increasing the debuff ability accuracy by 100%. So those bleeds are really, really going to stack up, right? Because it's going to be the increased ability accuracy there as well. So we'll go ahead and jump into this. And all right, so now we've actually built up to the SP3. You can see we had the 10 bleeds on, we had the armor break, we had the armor shatter as well. Those should be being refreshed. And then the ability accuracy of our damaging debuffs, which is the bleeds here, is going to go up as well. So kind of just want you to see that. You can see the auto block coming into play. It was really nice there. All right, and so you can see our bleeds are just stacking up, right? We're doing tremendous damage. The damage does feel like it has ticked up a little bit as far as just getting it going. 22 bleeds now, really getting going. You can see that as a really nice long loop. If you have the better combat power rate, you could probably get to the SP3 again. You're just going to keep that going. I think that could be really, really powerful in a variety of game modes, particularly longer or moderate health ones too. Only a minute, 16 seconds, but we had the ramp going. It just was going to continue. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at her on the tier. Okay, after the initial testing, you can see I'm actually a huge fan of her. She was already very good. This was a really wonderful buff, basically modernizing her, making her better for the current game, upping her damage a little bit, giving her that true accuracy, bringing the Furies in. We've already talked about all of that. Now, what I see here is I see a champion that's definitely going to be usable in war. She's going to go and hunt robots for you, right? Turn off the ability accuracy, all that stuff, combat power rate, the ability power rate, all that stuff is still the same. It's just Dragonan. You're not going to do that, right? Because you want to armor break him. She also has the poison immunity. The auto block is going to help keep you safe, which is fantastic. Her loop is it is so well made, really tight there. You're going to be able to keep the flow going. She also even has the long form ramp, which she had, right? Like people were doing long form, Count Murdoch and others were doing long form with her for a while, but I think she's gotten even more usable. I think the damage capabilities and possibilities have skyrocketed significantly. And that's where I'm giving her actually a relatively good battleground score. I think time's going to tell on that one. But against champions like Red Skull, who's a really strong defender, she's going to be one of your top options, right? Just getting rid of those armor break debuffs. On the other side of it, though, and this is what I do want to caution is, you know, we rated her conservatively, especially because the Illuminati hasn't even had a chance to look at this, right? This is just my initial placement, is the game has also become even more modern, right? She's been modernized from where she was, but this game is huge and massive. And so I don't want people coming away thinking like, great, she's handling all the text for me. because she's not. A champion like Penny Parker is still going to invert basically the ability accuracy of that True Strike. Now, I think there's going to be ways around that, and I think Medusa's going to hit hard enough with those Fury debuffs where you're going to be more than fine. But I want to see that. I want to prove that. I want that to work out for you. I want that to work out, of course, a variety of nodes and defenders. And that's one of the things that we do every single month. If we feel like she needs to be moved up, we will move her up. To be honest, she scaped into this scorching tier, but it would have been very easy to give her another point in 1 or 2 columns. I wanted to conserve. I really don't think we see her moving down to super hot, particularly because I didn't give her an amazing war score, and I didn't give her an amazing battleground score. I kind of wanted to see it a little bit first. But as far as her general score of her, basically her kit with the damage and all of the immunities and the armor shatter and the robot, and then of course the true, her auto block, sorry. And the loop, the flow is just exceptional with her. As usual, let me know what you think we got right. Let me know what you think you got wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.